I feel like Claressa has been taken advantage of her whole life, okay? And I want to say this because she's been boxing since forever. I don't know her childhood, but I do know that her best friend who grew up with her came out and made some rather disturbing videos about Claressa being taken advantage of, you know, when she was younger as a young boxer by her coaches and getting pregnant and things like this. And so when I see people like Papoose enter the Cash App requesting money from people like Claressa after Remy has already warned us that, you know, he preyed on her when she was in jail. He wasn't making no money. It was Remy's money. And she said she put everything in his name only to come out and then have to work. And then he's getting the benefit of the solid black man, of the black man that's holding everything down. And so when I look at this same thing possibly being done to Claressa, and she's slow by default, and I'm talking about slow as in, you know, she probably got some early stage, you know, some issues going on, being knocked around, you know, it does have an effect on your brain and on your cognitive thinking and stuff, and you're not able to see straight. And if she was already taken advantage of by her coaches, surely it's easier for a bum like this to come in and take advantage of her.
Lately, a lot of people online have been saying that this entire situation feels like something that didn't just happen by accident. To many watchers, it looks more like a plan that slowly came together over time. The idea, in their eyes, is that Papoose and Remy Ma never fully closed the door on their connection, even when things appeared to fall apart in public. Some believe the real goal was to bring Claressa Shields into the picture and keep her there, and from what people can see now, that may have worked. This belief is part of why so many are confused about why the marriage between Papoose and Remy Ma has not officially ended. Papers were filed, stories were told, and sharp words were exchanged in interviews, but the legal tie is still there. For fans watching from the outside, it raises questions. If everything was truly over, why does it feel like loose ends were never tied up? Claressa has often spoken warmly about Papoose. She has said he was the first man who treated her with real care and respect, someone who showed up when she needed support. In her eyes, he seemed steady, kind, and dependable. But some people online have started to wonder if there was more behind his constant presence. They ask whether his attention came only from his feelings, or if there were other reasons involved like business and money. At one point, Remy Ma made comments that many now see as hints. She suggested, in her own way, that Claressa had become a come-up for Papoose. At the time, most people brushed it off as anger or sarcasm, but now those old words are being replayed, slowed down, and examined closely by fans who think they might have meant more than anyone realized back then. As new claims and rumors spread, some people believe Papoose has been leaning on Claressa financially. They say he may be using her support to handle personal problems.
And we saw that he currently owes and has not paid taxes for the past, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, not 12, but 13 years. This man, what does that say, Jasmine? 3, what say?
I want to say it says...
That's the 180,000 top name of who? Taxpayer? William McMahon, he ain't paying no taxes, so he shouldn't be called a taxpayer. He should be called tax ower. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. And so these are just Papooses. Now, the reason I think that this is a Tinder swindler, the reason I think that there's some tricking going on here is because when Papoose and Remy were together doing an endorsement in a fur coat show store the other day, she seemed very happy to be there. When I found her tax record, what is it? Yeah, let me see. How much is those tax liens? Remy currently has $622,474.76. Guess who's gonna pay it? Guess who's gonna pay it? The one, according to her own cousin, okay, that got a disability check when she was a kid for being
and cover old responsibilities. Whether true or not, this idea has gained traction, especially among viewers who already feel protective of Claressa. They worry that if this pattern continues, she could end up giving more than she ever gets back. When the relationship between Remy Ma and Papoose first broke down, it was a major moment online. For years, they had been celebrated as a symbol of loyalty, strength, and love. People admired how they stood by each other through prison time, career ups and downs, and public pressure. Then suddenly that image shattered. Accusations flew, interviews dropped, and their private life became front-page news. That was the moment Claressa Shields became part of the story. Once her name was linked to Papoose, her public image started to shift. Instead of headlines about championship wins, Olympic medals, and training camps, many articles focused on her social media posts, her reactions, and her connection to the rapper. Every time she spoke online, people watched closely, ready to read between the lines. For some fans, this was frustrating. They felt like the world was forgetting who Claressa really is. Outside of the drama, Claressa Shields has built one of the strongest careers in boxing history. She is not just a champion. She is a two-time Olympic gold medalist. She became the first fighter, man or woman, to hold undisputed titles across 4 different weight classes. She has collected belts in multiple divisions, something very few athletes in any sport ever managed to do. Her journey was so powerful that it was turned into a movie. In The Fire Inside, her life story was brought to the screen, showing her rise from tough beginnings to worldwide success. It was meant to inspire young athletes, especially girls who never thought they could make it in a sport like boxing. Yet, despite all of that, her personal life often seems to take center stage. People online began to notice that Papoose started appearing in places he had not been seen in for a long time. He was performing in larger venues, showing up at big events, and being introduced to new audiences. Some fans connected this change to his close relationship with Claressa. They felt her fame in the sports world was opening doors for him in a way that hadn't happened before. Claressa herself started presenting Papoose as more than just a partner. She spoke about him as her manager and even as a boxing promoter. Together, they talked about building something as a team, creating opportunities, and growing financially side by side. One of the biggest announcements was an $8 million, multi-fight deal involving Salida Promotions and Win Records. That news alone turned heads. Win Records is mostly known as a music label, not a sports company. People wondered how a boxing career and a hip-hop-focused business fit together. At a press event, Claressa described the agreement as something new and exciting, a partnership that crossed industries. She said it wouldn't have happened without Papoose's involvement, which made many people see him as a key figure behind the scenes. But when fans looked closer, some started to feel uneasy. Win Records is mainly a talent and brand management group. Their work usually involves handling public image, booking appearances, finding sponsors, and shaping how someone is presented to the world. In Claressa's case, that means they can influence how she shows up not just as a boxer, but as a public figure in general. They can also help guide her into new areas, like entertainment or music, if she ever wants to go that route. In exchange, they take a percentage of what she earns from those efforts. Then there is Salida Promotions, which focuses only on boxing. They arrange her fights, plan events, manage travel, and sell broadcast rights to television and streaming platforms. They also take a share of the money that comes in from her matches.
Papoose is the wealthiest man that I've been with. And that's like no faking. I haven't paid for a flight, a hotel, a fucking purse, nothing, and I don't know how long. Food, he take care of everything.
When fans add up all these pieces, they see several groups collecting a portion of the same income. That leads to the worry that by the time everyone is paid, Claressa might be left with much less than people expect, even though she is the one training, fighting, and risking her health in the ring. This is why some compare her deal to the old 360 contracts in the music world. Those agreements became famous because artists often felt trapped, doing most of the work while many others collected the profits. The idea that someone as successful as Claressa could be in a similar situation surprises many of her supporters. They ask why she would agree to something like that, especially when her boxing career is already strong on its own. The common answer online is Papoose's role in bringing the deal together. Since she openly credited him during the press event, people assume he had influence over the decision. They also believe he receives a commission for connecting her with the company, along with a share of other projects she takes on. At the same time, rumors about money problems from the past keep resurfacing. Some claim that both Papoose and Remy Ma have dealt with large tax debts. Whether those claims are accurate or not, they add another layer to the story. Fans start to wonder if Claressa's income is being pulled in too many directions. What adds even more confusion is the unfinished divorce. Papoose filed the paperwork, but the process has not been completed. Reports suggest Remy Ma may have stepped back from finalizing it. Publicly, they sometimes trade sharp comments, but privately, no one really knows where they stand. Because of that, some people believe the tension they show online might be part of keeping up appearances. They think both sides benefit from the attention and the story staying alive. Meanwhile, Claressa continues to train, fight, and promote her career. She shows up at gyms, prepares for matches, and speaks about her goals. But no matter how much she focuses on boxing, the business side of her life and her relationship choices keep pulling her back into public conversation. More and more viewers say they are connecting the dots. They feel that no matter how the situation plays out, Papoose and Remy Ma both seem to gain something. If Papoose stays close to Claressa, he benefits from her deals and her growing influence. If he walks away, people believe he may still receive money tied to agreements already in place. Because he and Remy Ma are still legally married, some even suggest that whatever he gains could also affect her. That idea makes fans feel like Claressa is caught in the middle of something much bigger than a simple relationship. Many people online say they hope Claressa takes a step back and looks at the full picture. They worry she might be moving too fast, trusting too deeply, and giving too much without protecting herself first. Others feel sympathy for her. They say she has been through a lot in life, both inside and outside the ring. They believe she deserves peace, honesty, and a partner who truly supports her without any hidden reasons. In the end, no one on the internet truly knows what is happening behind closed doors. All anyone has are interviews, posts, rumors, and personal opinions. But the story keeps growing, changing, and pulling in more voices every day. Some see it as a lesson about fame and trust. Others see it as a warning about mixing business with personal relationships. And some just watch because they are curious about how it will all unfold. What remains clear is that Claressa Shields is more than just a name in a headline. She is an athlete with a powerful story, a career built on hard work, and a future that still holds many possibilities. Whether this chapter becomes a turning point, or just another moment in her journey is something only time will reveal. For now, the conversation continues with fans, critics, and supporters all sharing their thoughts, hoping that whatever happens next leads to clarity, fairness, and a better outcome for everyone involved.
You're a user, and you over there playing with that girl. You over there playing with her. If I thought she would believe it and would listen or even care, because anytime somebody gonna say like, yeah, they told me what the situation was and I accepted it.